Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC, and this is the first wild camp of 2024, sponsored by the Snugpak Ionosphere. Well, I suppose, yeah, kind of. So, as some of you may have seen from previous pieces of content, back in, I think it was September, October time, Snugpak sent me a lot of gear to test out, and it's been great because I've been able to take quite a bit of time, and for the Ionosphere and some of the Elite sleeping bags, I've done at least now, so I think this is the 6th, yes, so this is the 6th, which is the first one of this year. But having received them kind of September time, I've gone through the end of summer into autumn, and this is the first one of this year. Now hopefully it's going to get down to about -2 or -3 tonight, which should really help out because they've also sent me quite a few of their Softie Elite sleeping bags. I've got the 1 through 5, which again, you know, we'll have a look at. Now as I'm talking, so what I'll do is I'll show you how quickly I put this up. Now it took me, as I'm showing you this now, it took me, or at least the length of video was 11 minutes. Now that's 11 minutes with some stoppages so that I could get some footage, B-roll, that sort of stuff. So it's probably sub 10 minutes to get this up, which is very quick. And I will say, if you're a novice to camping and you're a novice to just being able to put tents up, it's not one of these tricky fully geodesic, semi-geodesic tents. It's a very simple tunnel tent which are very easy to put up just with the 2 poles. Now when this is packed away, it comes in at just around about 1.5 kilos, and it packs away at 48 centimeters by 14 centimeters, which is really nice. I will say this, and I will also say is putting it away is also very nice as well, because the bag that it comes in is ever so slightly oversized, so it's not one of those ones that you have to really kind of wrestle once you've rolled it back up and then try to get it back into its sack. It's a lot easier to be able to get in there. This model, and as well, just to point out, is also one of their imported versions. So these are made in China, but there are 2 versions of pretty much everything that you'll be able to get from Snugpak. The main reason that they have a made in the UK line and they have an imported line is just to give extra options, extra choice and extra value to their customers. But for an imported model, absolutely no issues with this whatsoever, and it's up to the high standards that you expect from Snugpak. Now the inner tent that you can see me putting up here is made from 2 pieces of material. You have the bottom ground sheet, which is made from 190T 100% nylon fabric to make sure that it's going to stop any sort of, you know, bits from sticking up underneath, and it's going to keep you wet and keep you dry through the rest of the night. The meshing that's over the top is a 50D polyester no-seam mesh. Now this is designed specifically with 1,600 holes per square inch to make sure that you can get some nice yeah, I can't, struggling with that word today, but you can get some nice air being able to transfer through. However, if you're concerned about specifically about bugs in the summer, maybe you want to camp out underneath the stars and you know it's not going to rain that night, then you can camp out with this. It does allow a nice bit of air to come through, which is great. If you're concerned about moisture on the inside, you certainly don't need to have any concerns about that at all. The outer tent, or the fly sheet, is made from 100% polyester and is a 210T ripstop material with a hydrostatic head of 5,000 millimeters, which is great. You're certainly not going to have to worry about torrential rains, and it's going to keep you nice and dry. It is PU coated to make sure, again, just to make sure, you know, if you are concerned about water, then the extra PU coating will also help to push away some of that, well, all of that water. All of your seams are taped, again, just to make sure that they are nice and tough, and because your seams are the areas where potentially, because they're sewn, there may be holes in that PU polyester, they're taped as well. I suppose the last little things to point out as well, so yes, this is flame retardant. Now that doesn't mean that you can have a fire in there, it just means that if you're concerned about small embers falling onto the tent, which I'd always recommend that you keep a open fire away from your tent anyway, it's just a very safe practice to do, but it certainly won't set fire from small embers hitting it. Plus you also get a small repair kit, which is great. So when you get the repair kit, first time I got it I was like, where's the repair kit? But then realised, so it's actually hooked onto the inside to make sure that it doesn't come out. You can unhook it, but it's there, it's always there just in case you need it. Now on the inside, I do have one of the Softies, the Softie Elites in there. So this is the number 5 that I have in. But there's plenty enough room here up at the head for you to put anything, you know, whatever you want in there. And then looking down into the bottom, again, you can see that there's plenty enough room in there again. So if you're putting your packs in there, if you put in whatever you got with you, then there's plenty of room down at the bottom. But also, if there's certain items that you want to keep up here at the top, there's still plenty of room for those as well. Hopefully you can see the fly net on the inside there, which is great. I do have to adjust some of the pegs, mainly because it looks like it's touching the outer, but that shouldn't take 2 minutes just to adjust. I put this up mainly for the cameras, but I will have a little bit of a play around with it. Also on the inside, just there, and I believe there's one on this side. Yeah, there's one on that side there where the labels are. There's also like a little kind of storage pocket pouch there. So if you want to put your keys, you want to put your mobile phone, maybe you want to put a flashlight or a torch there, you've got instant access to it. The zips that are used, there is one on the inside that goes down here, and then another one that goes across the bottom here, whereas the main outer tent just has a single zip. The zips that are used are the YKK RC zips, and they are reverse stitch, which is nice. Again, it's a nice detail just to make sure that they stay snag resistant. But as I talk about, or probably will have said a lot today, is just make sure, especially when you're closing the zips, that you just, if there's any excess material, especially here, these are the rain hoods, so there's a rain hood that goes over the zip. Just make sure that you pull it out of the way. That will always ensure that your any additional material doesn't get caught up in the zips. It is a very strong ripstop material, but it's just always a good practice to make sure that you do. The pegs themselves are these really nice aluminium pegs, which are great. They seat really well into the ground and don't come out particularly easy. Now I will say, it's like a lot of pegs, once you've got one out, then you know it's a lot easier to get the others. You can use those to pull them out. On the inner tent, the lashing points for the pegs uses some webbing. For the outer tent, it uses this nice bungee, which is really good as well, mainly for the fact that in strong winds, this is going to be rattling around a lot, and just having a little bit of give here on the outer tent just make sure that the wear and tear on the outer tent will hopefully be reduced. But here as well, if you can look onto the stitching here at the stitching point where all of the fastenings come in as well, there's additional reinforcement on those again, just to help with wear and tear and keeping it in mint condition. Now, Snugpak were also good enough to send me 5 of their Elite sleeping bags. So these are the Softie Elite 1 through to 5, but they do go up higher than that. And the main reason that they go up higher than that, hopefully you'll see on the end here, probably get into focus, and then some of the B-roll that I've got, they all vary inside, and it comes down to the insulation that's on the inside. So here the number 2 you can see is smaller than the number 3 because the number 2 goes down to, for a comfort zone, it says about 2 degrees, but the lowest you can go down to is about -3, whereas with the number 3, the comfort zone on this one is -5 and can go down to about -10, probably the lowest that it can go. Whereas when you get to the 5, it will go even lower. Now they do go up higher than that. I'm just trying to remember, I'm sure it goes up to 12. So past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it will get progressively colder and colder, but you will notice that they go up in size because of the increased insulation that's in there. The insulation that's in these is their Softie insulation, which is a 100% polyester insulation. Now they all come with a stuff sack, which is great to be able to help to reduce some of the size with this. Now the 3 was actually the last one that I tested out, so I thought might as well open this. You can roll them back up to get them inside, but as I'm sure you'll probably know, when you're trying to get these back into here, they can be a little bit of a pain. So I did. I just stuffed this one in the last time I used it. But if you were curious, yes, you can just stuff them back in if you want to. So hopefully, as you'll notice, you have a head here at the end, so it is a mummy style, cocoon style sleeping bag, which is great. It's not one of those like old-fashioned ones like you used to go camping in the 80s where it was literally just a tube. So in the top here, actually let's take a step back. So you have 2 types of materials on this. It's called the Paratex material, and you either have the Paratex Light, which is on the outside, or you have the Paratex Micro, which is on the inside. Now, as you'd expect, the Micro on the inside is just a little bit softer and just a little bit nicer, so that when you're in there, whereas on the outside, just in case if you wanted to really just, you know, go all natural and sleep on the floor with this, well, actually, you probably need something underneath, but you know what I mean. The outside of it is designed a little bit more to make sure that it's a little bit more hard wearing. Now, as far as hard wearing is concerned as well, now you probably won't, actually I can unzip it from the bottom, can't I? If I unzip this from the bottom, here on the inside, down by the feet, down by the feet, you'll hopefully notice that there is a difference in the material from here to here. So if you do need to sleep with your boots on, whether that's because you just get cold feet, or you know, you're in one of those professions that you just need to get up and get out and not have to worry about your boots, then you can rest assured that your boots will be safe in the bottom, or at least your bag will be safe with your boots in the bottom with that extra reinforcement. Now, while we're down here at the bottom, the zip is a double zip, so you can zip it all the way up from the top and also all the way up from the bottom. I tend to be very hot when I sleep. What I will usually do is I will unzip the bottom. Struggling with the zips today. This isn't because of the zips, it's because whenever you try and do something on camera, you always struggle. So I usually leave a bottom, say 10 inches open, and then I just poke my foot out, which is, you know, it's nice. So yes, they will open from the top and the bottom. Also, on either side, here on the left and on the right, you'll see that there are 2 D-rings. Now the D-rings are for so that if you are a little bit shorter and you want to make sure, again, this isn't the hooks, this is me struggling because I'm doing it on camera, you can just clip these onto here like so. Oh, I'm all fingers and thumbs today. And you could probably take an extra foot off the end of your sleeping bag, again, just in case, maybe if you are in a restricted kind of tent, or maybe, yeah, you're just a little bit shorter and you need to restrict the length of it. Now, coming back up to the head end, the business end. So on the inside here, you've got quite a bit to help you to manage some of the heat whilst you're in here. You have 2 toggles that you can pull on. The first one will close the outer part. Let's get this zipped up. There we go. Oh, there's also some hook and loop over here as well, so that you can pull that over to stop the zipper from coming down. But the first toggle on the outside, you can pull this tight so that you can get it cinched in around your face. If then you want to have extra comfort on there, there is also an additional pulley on pull on the inside so that you can then cinch it down around your shoulders as well. I've not been that cold that I've had to use that. I will say that if you get your pillow in here and then pull this up, I've certainly not had any issues with having to worry about the cold. One of the things that I absolutely love about this, and this is the first bag that I've ever used that has one of these baffles on here. So when you first get it, if I open this back up again, so hopefully you'll see there's actually 2 tracks here for the zip. So this is the main one, so when you first get it you'll find that it's zipped up to this one, but they have this additional expandable baffle here on the inside of that. So if you're the type like me that moves around a lot as you sleep, or you just, I don't know, you just wriggle around a lot, you like to open your legs a bit, you're just a pain to sleep with. So what you can do is you can unzip the thing completely, then zip that down so that your external, or at least that internal baffle, is now an external part, and you've got at least an extra 9 inches worth of sleeping bag that you can then get into, which is great. Again, is brilliant. So if it is you're sleeping in the summer, you've just got your, I don't know, your grots on, that's fine, you could probably just use the internal one. Like tonight, I'm probably going to sleep with the vast majority of my clothes on, so having that extra little bit of wiggle room is brilliant. One of the other parts that I really like about the baffle is, if it is that you are using the normal zip, let's call it the normal zip for now, and you've got this zipped up, when you unzip that bit, because there's an extra, say, 9 or 10 inches here, if it is that you just open it slightly, because that then closes the gap between where the 2 zip parts would be, you also find that it has an extra advantage that it doesn't allow some of that heat out, which is great as well. Well, I was asleep. It sounds like a fox just, I don't know, just being knobheads outside. But yeah, you know, it's dark down the end there. Hopefully you can see my bag, my camera stuff. Got my shoes in down here. Down this end, some extra stuff in here as well. So yeah, nice and warm. Yeah, incredibly warm. Did start off with the Softie 5, the Elite, Softie Elite 5. Kind of blind myself here a second. That's the wrong way. But yeah, actually warm enough with the 3. So I don't think it's got down. I'll have to check the forecast when I get back. I don't think it's got down into minus numbers, but it's still pretty cold. But yeah, nice night's sleep so far, apart from pretty fox, but yeah, cool. See you in a bit. Morning everybody. Well, I had a pleasant, absolutely gorgeous night's sleep. The wind really picked up. Temperature definitely didn't get down to the minuses. Still a bit not as crisp outside as I was expecting, but I think it got down into like the low numbers, at least maybe 3 or 4 degrees. The Softie Elite 3 was perfect. I did get into the 5, but then got back into the 3. The 3 was sufficient for the temperatures. It was great. Little bit of wind movement underneath the side. So where the skirt for the bottom of this is, it's a little bit higher as it goes in, but then as it comes down to here, it does reduce a little bit. I think that's mainly so that you don't trip on it. It's identical on the opposite side as well. It allows a little bit more wind in, but it's not a massive thing. I think especially when you've got this kind of up and around and wrapped around you, it was fine. The baffles on the side of these are great, so I did have it extended out. The extra room, I move a lot while I sleep. I wouldn't say restless, but you know, I'm always kind of constantly changing position. So it just allows you to shift inside the sleeping bag a little bit better, so that you don't end up with that weird position which I'm kind of in now, but the hood kind of gets all over the place. But which it doesn't with this. You just move a little bit more naturally inside. It gives you a little bit more kind of room to be able to open your knees, open your legs, which is great. Forgot my pillow, so I ended up, where's it gone? Remembered that I bought my jungle blanket with me. So I just undid some of the compression straps on. Here, use this. Makes a wicked pillow. So yeah, a really nice night's sleep. I will say that I did get a good position. So this moss bed that I'm sleeping on is ridiculously comfy. Something was making a noise. I don't know what it was. I think it was a fox or something, but I got up, I went for a pee, realised that there was a couple of sticks underneath here which I managed to move, but after that, lying on this moss was yeah, a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, awesome night out. First wild camp of 2024 in the Snugpak Ionosphere one-man bivvy tent, and yeah, testing out the last of the Softie Elite sleeping bags. So of course I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from Snugpak. I want to say a huge thank you to Snugpak for sending this to me. Certainly look forward to yeah, testing out some more gear in 2024 and beyond. And that's it for now. Now, yeah, go on, do one. No, I shouldn't. Stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC, and this is the first wild camp of 2024. And today's piece of content, to the end of summer. I've been able to do some camps through spring, autumn. The end of autumn has over, is it 16,000? I think it's 16,000, yeah, it's 1,600 holes per. Now the inner tent that I'm putting up here is constructed from two materials. You have the bottom ground sheet, which is a very tough. The fly sheet is made from a 110T 100% polyester ripstop material. So the fly sheet is made from 110T. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Let me just make sure. I'll tell you what was really weird. There's a holly bush just there. Never realised what noise holly leaves, when they're scraping together all the little kind of sharp bits, make against each other. At one point in that I was like, what the bloody hell is that? I can't describe what the noise was, but it was very weird. In a bit. Oh, this is coming out today, by the way. I'm going to edit this now. Well, I'm going to go home and edit it. See you in a bit.